With 5 days remaining of the Steam Summer Sale 2025, I thought it would be a fun idea to show you 10 games you can buy for under $5. This is Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy for $3.99. This collection brings together the original Crash Bandicoot, Cortex Strikes Back, and Warped, faithfully remade from the ground up with modern graphics, polished controls, and new animations, while keeping the spirit of the PlayStation 1 classics fully intact. Originally developed by Naughty Dog in the late 90s, these games helped put 3D platformers and the PlayStation brand on the map. Known for their tight level design, colourful worlds, and brutally precise platforming, the trilogy became a cornerstone of many childhoods, including mine. With the Insane Trilogy, every detail has been lovingly recreated, from the expressive character models to the iconic soundtrack, now fully remastered. The gameplay is classic Crash: run, spin, jump, and dodge your way through dozens of tricky levels filled with traps, enemies, and secrets. Each game builds on the last, introducing new mechanics like double jumps, time trials, vehicle sections, and boss fights. And for the truly brave, there's a stormy ascent level, notoriously difficult and cut from the original release. The game has deck verified status on Steam and a platinum rating on ProtonDB, meaning that it runs perfectly out of the box. It won't run at 60 frames per second by default, but one user reported lowering the anti-aliasing can help achieve this, as well as extend the battery life. This is Dying Light for $4.99. In this open-world survival horror game, you play as Kyle Crane, an undercover operative dropped into a quarantined city overrun by a deadly virus and crawling with the infected. Developed by Techland, Dying Light blends first-person melee combat with parkour traversal. Climb buildings, vault across rooftops, and explore every corner of the city using smooth, momentum-based movement that turns navigation into a thrill ride. The game recently received an official patch, updating the visuals, including updated textures and lighting. The open world of Haran is rich with side quests, dynamic encounters, and scavenging opportunities. You'll craft weapons, upgrade gear, and unlock new abilities as you fight to survive. The real game changer, day and night cycles. By day, the infected are slow and manageable, but at night, deadlier predators emerge, turning the city into a hunting ground and you into the prey. The story dives into themes of trust, survival, and moral compromise as Crane navigates a fragile alliance between survivors, warlords, and the mysterious GRE agency he works for. The game is deck verified on Steam and has a platinum rating on ProtonDB. One user suggested medium settings with AO disabled and view distance turned down to achieve mostly 60 frames per second. This is Little Nightmares 2 for $2.99. In this eerie puzzle platformer, you play as Mono, a young boy trapped in a distorted world, joined by Six, the raincoat-clad girl you play as in the first game, as you both try to escape a reality warped by a mysterious transmission. Developed by Tarsier Studios, Little Nightmares 2 builds on the haunting atmosphere of the original, with even more unsettling environments, grotesque enemies, and heart-pounding chase sequences. From creaking school hallways to decaying hospitals, each area tells a story through its design. No dialogue needed. Gameplay blends stealth, platforming, and environmental puzzles. You'll need to time your movements carefully, use your surroundings to hide or distract, and occasionally fight back with found objects. But you're always outmatched. Survival depends more on smarts than strength. The game's art is beautifully twisted, like a stop-motion nightmare come to life. Haunting sound design and a constant sense of dread. Every moment feels tense and unpredictable. If you're a fan of creepy, narrative-driven games that get under your skin, this one's not to be missed. The game is deck verified on Steam and has a platinum rating on ProtonDB. One user noted that it runs between 50 and 60 frames per second out of the box, but setting the refresh rate to 50 will give you a smooth experience, nearly 3 hours of battery life at high settings. This is Batman Arkham Knight for $3.99. In this final chapter of Rocksteady's Arkham Trilogy, you step into the boots and the Batmobile of a battle-hardened Dark Knight, facing his greatest threat yet as Gotham descends into chaos. For the first time in the Arkham series, the game is set in the open world of Gotham City, which lets you glide across rooftops, dive into street-level combat, and patrol the city in a fully drivable Batmobile. Introduced for the first time in the series, whether you're chasing criminals at high speed or solving Riddler's underground racetracks, the Batmobile is a key part of your arsenal. The gameplay perfects the series' signature free-flow combat, now with new enemy types, environmental takedowns, and dual play sections with allies like Nightwing and Catwoman. The stealth has also been enhanced, letting you pick apart rooms full of enemies with new gadgets and fear-based tactics. The story digs deep into Bruce Wayne's psyche as Scarecrow unleashes a massive assault on Gotham with a mysterious Arkham Knight at his side. Expect twists, hallucinations, and one of the most emotionally charged Batman stories ever told in a game. The game is deck verified on Steam, but rated gold on ProtonDB, meaning it will run with some tinkering. One user suggested limiting the frame rate to 40 or 45, depending on whether you have an LCD or OLED model. The game can dip and stutter to the high 30s in the open world, while handling 60 indoors. This is House Flipper for $2.49. In this laid-back renovation sim, you buy rundown properties, clean them up, customize every detail, and flip them for a profit. It's part DIY, part interior design, and fully satisfying. You start with the basics, painting walls and repairing electrical systems, but as your reputation grows, so does your toolset and creative freedom. From painting walls to laying tile and furnishing entire rooms, every project is in your hands. Gameplay is calm and methodical. There's no time limit and no pressure. Just the joy of turning a mess into a masterpiece. You can follow client jobs to earn money or dive into the housing market and design homes to your own taste, down to the last light switch. With dozens of styles, furniture sets, and decor options, you can create anything from cozy cottages to modern showrooms. Thanks to regular updates and DLCs, there's always something new to flip. The game is deck verified on Steam, Platinum on ProtonDB, and most users say it runs flawlessly out of the box. One user did suggest locking the refresh rate to 50 for consistent frames. This is Alan Wake for $1.99. In this psychological thriller from Remedy Entertainment, you play as a best-selling writer trapped in a waking nightmare, where the line between fiction and reality begins to blur. Set in the sleepy town of Bright Falls, the story follows Alan as he searches for his missing wife and uncovers pages of a manuscript he doesn't remember writing. Pages that eerily predict what's about to happen. The deeper you go, the more surreal and terrifying things become. Gameplay revolves around light and darkness. Enemies called the Taken are shrouded in shadow, and you'll need your flashlight to burn away their defenses before finishing them off with conventional weapons. It's a tense and unique mechanic that keeps every encounter feeling like a fight for survival. The world is atmospheric and cinematic, blending slow burn storytelling with sudden bursts of action. With eerie forests, fog-covered roads, and cryptic radio broadcasts, the game constantly builds a sense of dread and mystery. The game is deck verified on Steam, marked as Platinum on ProtonDB, and by all accounts runs perfectly out of the box. Some users recommended limiting to 40 or 45 to extend the battery life. This is Vampire Survivors for $3.74. It's always cheap, but I can't miss out on an opportunity to talk about Vampire Survivors. This pixel art bullet hell roguelike, or Survivors-like. You don't aim, you survive, fighting off endless waves of monsters with auto-firing weapons, while chaos unfolds all around you. You pick a character, jump into a gothic battlefield, and the game starts throwing everything at you. Bats, skeletons, werewolves, and worse. Your only job is to keep moving, collect XP, and build the ultimate loadout of weapons and passive upgrades. Each run gets more intense as you level up, evolve weapons, and discover powerful item combos that practically melt the screen. Survive long enough, and the screen becomes a mesmerizing storm of flashing projectiles and enemies crumbling under your power. There's no story, no cutscenes, just pure addicting gameplay. And with dozens of characters, stages, and secret unlocks, the replay value is insane. Whether you're playing for 5 minutes or an hour, it's hard to stop once you start. It's deck verified on Steam, but rated gold on ProtonDB. I recall there being issues when it first came out, so maybe this is an outdated rating, because for me, it runs perfectly, even maintaining 90 frames per second on my OLED model. This is Black Mesa for $1.99. a modern remake of the original Half-Life that puts you back in the HEV suit of Gordon Freeman, a theoretical physicist caught in an alien catastrophe that changes everything. Originally a fan project, Black Mesa became an officially licensed release, and it shows. It's both a love letter and a definitive way to experience one of the most influential shooters ever made. Developed by Crowbar Collective, Black Mesa rebuilds Half-Life from the ground up in a modern engine, bringing new visuals, updated AI, refined mechanics, and expanded environments that reimagine the classic while staying true to its core. The gameplay is a perfect blend of tense firefights, environmental puzzles, and unforgettable set pieces. Whether you're battling soldiers in tight corridors or escaping alien ambushes, pacing never lets up. The iconic crowbar, still just as satisfying. What really sets Black Mesa apart is its version of Zen, the alien world from the original game. Completely reworked, it's now a fully realized atmospheric chapter with new levels, lore, and gameplay that actually lives up to the rest of the experience. The game's deck verified status on Steam is playable. Meanwhile, ProtonDB rates it as native because it runs natively on Linux without a Proton layer. One user noted that since the Resonance Cascade update, the game runs maxed out at 90 frames per second on the OLED model, with all controls accounted for. Clearly, I should have read that before recording this video. Next, we have LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga for $4.99. It's the ultimate brick-based adventure through all original 6 Star Wars films. Packed with charm, humour, and more Jedi slapstick than you can shake a lightsaber at, you'll play through episodes 1 to 6, reviving iconic moments like the pod race on Tatooine, the Battle of Hoth, and a duel on Mustafar, all reimagined in LEGO's signature goofy style. Whether you're a fan of the prequels or the originals, it's all here. Gameplay is simple but endlessly fun. You'll solve puzzles, collect studs, and unlock over 100 playable characters from Yoda and Darth Vader to obscure droids and background Jedi. And with drop-in, drop-out co-op, it's even better with a friend, and yes, local co-op does work on Steam Deck. There's a ton of replay value too. Levels are packed with secrets, hidden bricks, and character-specific areas you can revisit in free play mode. If you're a completionist, you'll be hunting studs for hours. Originally released in 2007, LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga remains a fan favourite for its blend of family-friendly gameplay, iconic Star Wars nostalgia, and being released before Disney poisoned the well. The game is Steam Deck verified on Steam and marked as Platinum on ProtonDB. There are lots of helpful comments for this one, including the fact that it does suffer from stuttering from time to time, a bit like me, but during cutscenes, and this is rare during gameplay. This is Blasphemous for $2.49, a brutal side-scrolling Metroidvania set in a twisted world of dark religion, guilt, and penance. You play as the Penitent One, a silent warrior with a sword called the Mea Culpa and a past soaked in sin. Inspired by Dark Souls and Metroidvania design, the game challenges you to explore the nightmarish land of Systodia, filled with grotesque enemies, hidden lore, and relentless bosses that test your timing, reflexes, and faith. The gameplay is punishing but fair. Combat is heavy, precise, and drenched in blood. As you progress, you'll unlock new abilities, relics, and executions that let you carve through enemies in increasingly stylish, disturbing ways. But it's the world that sets Blasphemous apart. Every pixel is dripping with atmosphere, religious iconography twisted into horror, mournful music, and cryptic NPCs that feel like they've stepped out of a forgotten holy text. The game is deck verified on Steam and rated native on ProtonDB, so no issues to speak of. This is Disco Elysium, the final cut, for $3.99, and it's a detective RPG like no other. I played through this game on Nintendo Switch, so the only footage I have for you is right at the start, so use your imagination a bit here. Forget about combat. Here, the battles happen in your mind. Your thoughts, doubts, and personality traits all speak to you, arguing, persuading, and clashing as you interrogate suspects, explore the city, and piece together who you really are. The game is deck verified on Steam, but marked as gold on ProtonDB. Numerous users mentioned a common Unity engine bug that the game has, where camera and animations will update at 50 frames per second even though you can push it higher. Locking the refresh rate to 50 seems to do the job. I'd like to give an honourable mention to Far Cry 3 for $3.99, which is famous for beautiful visuals and sunny beaches on tropical islands, but for some reason the game only wanted to present to me nighttime during my recording, so apologies if you can't see a thing. The game is great, but on Steam Deck you will be forced to use the Ubisoft Connect launcher. I was forced to log in 3 times before I could even play the game. Either way, it runs smoothly if you lock the refresh rate to 45. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, consider subscribing. If you didn't like the video, don't subscribe. It's your choice.